All right, what's up, guys? It is May 10th, Tuesday, May 10th, and we're going to break down the trades that I took today. As you can see here on the screen, I absolutely killed it today, and I'm so happy. Um, so let's go ahead and I'll pull up let's pull up TraderView to go over the stats for the day. Let's go to our dashboard. And you can see that we took a bunch of futures trades and we also locked in an options trade that's been going on for a while. So in to end the day, I ended up over $1,000. Ended up $1,187. So that is the single most profitable day I've ever had trading. And as you can see, the majority of that is futures trading. If we go ahead and go to our reports here, and it's broken just down into futures trading, I locked in about $1,032 in futures trading today. So that's awesome. That big blue candle right there, that winning day that is far larger than any of my losing days, is exactly what I want to see. When we go to the detailed view here, one of the things that I'm working on, and one of the things these video journals, if you will, are really going to help me to track, is seeing what my average daily gain and loss is. So I'm averaging about $78 gain per day right now, hoping to see that number just continue bumping up. The way that I did it, we'll go ahead to TradeStation here. Keep in mind I do not trade TradeStation's charts. I use TradingView, but this shows these nice little lines that demonstrate where everything's at, and that's really exciting. So this was yesterday's trade. We shorted and rode that all the way down, took profit, and then I think I made the video before I actually tagged into the position. I think no, that would have no, it did fill here, so that was at 8:30 in the evening. I can't remember if that happened before I put out my video yesterday, but I did have a limit order set for a Type 1 in the zone. The idea being we're just going to let it hit the zone, look for a Type 1, Type 2, and look for a 2-to-1 risk to reward on every trade with absolutely no management of the trade in between. Basically eliminating my own bad tendencies and just letting the trades run, which is the most difficult thing I've ever done, especially this morning. It helped that I was on the road for as much as I was today. I drove over 300 miles today. It was all over the place. And so for this morning trade, it was just cruising up without me looking at it. And that was great. Because I would have tagged out, would have tried to micromanage it and given away what could have been some profit. But the Type 1 worked beautifully. And then as soon as I got that, I think it was right before I pulled up to my first customer, I set my limit orders to short Type 1 and Type 2 in the zone, got the Type 1 filled. We came down, we hit profit, and that one hit in a hurry, actually. And then I went ahead and said, all right, we're at the next zone. So, I mean, here I am locking in. I was up over $800 at that point, which is the most I've been up. I think I've seen one other $800 day. And I was like, well, it's touching the zone, or it's getting ready to. So that means I have to trade it. And so I went ahead and Type 1, had a limit order for Type 2, only got the Type 1 once again. It ran up, and it was actually only like 10 points away from filling my take profit order. So I'm kind of salty about that. I was heading down the road and looked at it and I said, man, I shouldn't be doing this. Technically speaking, I should still be in this trade right now if I'm actually following my rules and just letting the trades happen like they need to happen. Um, I should still be in this trade right now. I shouldn't be looking to get out of it and never hit my take profit. But if I lock it in, I put my stop at a certain point, I can lock in $200 on this trade, which would mean that I'm up over $1,000 on the day. That's a terrible, terrible, terrible excuse to be locking in a trade prematurely, by the way. It just so happened that I've never been up $1,000 in one day, and I said, man, that would be really fun. So I went ahead and broke my rules. That will not be happening again. Obviously, that's not a good habit. I don't want to be doing that. So I went ahead, like I said, locked in that $200 gain right when it pushed up to. I thought about getting back in, and I was like, nah, this might be a fake out, and we did end up coming back down. So, like I said, should still technically be in this trade. I'm gonna let things play out and see what zone gets hit tomorrow morning. There's some kind of report coming out. I forget what the actual report is, about an hour before the market opens. I should probably know that kind of a thing, but honestly, I'm just gonna trade the zones. If we get a zone hit, I mean, I'd love to get a type 2 in this market, and let's get a real quick bounce and get some profit out of that. At some point, one of these zones is going to break, and that means I'm going to take a loss, and I'll just look for the retest on the other side, jump in a position, and be running it to my 2 to 1. So that is the whole idea here. Super excited. Like I said, never seen that much profit in one day, and it really just comes down to following my system, trusting that the zones actually work. As you can see, they worked out beautifully today. So I just need to get myself out of the way, let the trades happen. With the idea being, as sort of my final note here, the idea here is if all I do, if all I ever do is I risk 1% per trade, or risk $200 per trade, whatever that number is, I'll I'll lose 1% on a trade, but I'll win 2% on any winning trade. And so all I have to do is win 50% of the time, and I'm profitable. I think I can do far better than that. I think these zones work a lot better than that. But I'm eliminating myself from this equation. Somebody like Don, who's been doing this for 10 years, he can turn that number in his favor and see some real good gains come out of it. I'm recognizing that I'm just terrible at position management. And so I'm just going to take my trades, let the trade play out one way or the other, trust the statistics, trust the numbers game, trust the zones, and hopefully reap the rewards of it on the other side. So obviously today was a nice green day. We could very well end with a red day tomorrow, but that's okay. Just trusting in the process, and hopefully we'll start seeing those profits continue to grow. That's what I'm aiming for, at least. So thanks for watching. I will see you guys in tomorrow's breakdown.